And good morning, everybody. Welcome to your Wow Wednesday. It is the first Wednesday in April. Spring is springing and the flowers are coming out. And I know we're having rain in some places, but just know that's because we're going to have fantastic, beautiful blooming spring. And it's the time for renewal. It's the time to start again. And oh my gosh, this conversation today is going to be so much fun because we all want to start at square one and get what it is we want in our life. That's what it's about. Let me tell you about my guest today. She is the incredible Tasha Chen. Not only is she the number one manifestation and wealth mentor for women entrepreneurs and executives, she's a wealth success coach for high achieving women executives. And she has proprietary methods that she works with. She's helped more than 20,000 people find not only the ability to manifest what it is they want, but with that comes joy and ease, enjoying quality time with your family, manifesting tremendous levels of wealth, and to have the freedom to do what they love. Let me just mention one number for you. Her coaching and proprietary methods, her community has manifested $163 million in a very short time, and it is growing. So I want to learn all about what Tasha has to tell us today. So welcome, Tasha.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm so glad that you are here. We all want to learn how to manifest.
I am, Trish and Susan, we go way back, and I'm so excited to share all I have this morning with the sisters of WPN. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. And thank you for being a WPN sister for so many years. Not only is Tasha a long-time lifetime member, she was the catalyst and the leader who got our tribe started in the Treasure Coast here in Florida. And boy, what a great group of people you brought into our community and to our tribe. So, Tasha, thank you for being such an amazing leader. We miss you every day, but we know that
Oh,
you are doing some amazing things, really amazing things. And I want to really get into, so, we in the little blurb that we give to people, the first thing we said was we want to discover the real reason why making and keeping money has been a challenge. So I'm so glad we're having this conversation because today I'm going to get my taxes done.
I love that. That is such a great place to start.
It
Thank you.
is. And I'll tell
Thank you.
you, last night I was looking at how much money I earned, and I said to myself, so I'm really good at making it. What is the thing with keeping it?
Right.
I looked and I went, I can't believe there's that many zeros. Then
Yeah.
I worried about how much tax I'd have to pay. But more than that, I went down the road of what did I do with all that money?
Yeah.
So
So
what
I'm
is the
so
real reason?
let's dive right into it. I just want to say that April, it's interesting, right? It's tax season and it's also financial literacy month. And I have found it interesting that the Dow Jones, the number one credibility, all things money in the land, is now doing a series. And whenever I see their promotions, they say number one thing to do to achieve the financial results that you desire is to work on your money story,
Mm,
healing your relationship with money and your money story. And so I want to dive right into, contrary to popular belief, making money, the number that shows up on your tax return when you are doing it this year, is really all about an inside story, not the education you have, not the business you're in, not the community you live in and all the opportunities that are available or not available. It's all an inside game. And if you're not where you want to be financially when you look at that tax return, or if you're happy with the top line number, but like Trish and many of us wondering, well, where did this go? All of it, everything to do with the way your financial landscape looks in your life today, is really all about the story that you're telling yourself around money. And if you're not satisfied with what you're seeing in your financial reality, it's simple. It's not your fault. It's just that your money story is out of alignment. And we want to look at why is that? So I'm going to do this fun, simple exercise. I'm going to ask everyone to play along. And if you have a journal or you can do this mentally, it's really easy, but get a blank sheet of paper and just make a line down the middle in half. If everyone can do that, or just do it in your mind, imagine you've got a blank sheet of paper and you draw a line right down the center. And on the right side of the paper, the number one thing I want you to write, so Trish, this would be you. What was your top line number? What was the number that you received or you were showing as income for last year, right? So that's the first thing you're just going to write. This is how much I made. And that's the first thing you're going to write on the right side of your sheet.
On the right side.
Yeah, on the right side. So for those of you that are watching, I kind of did it. So I said, imagine I made $75,000 just as a number. Doesn't matter what the number is, and nobody's watching. So just be true and write the number down that you know. If you haven't done your taxes, you have an idea in your mind how much money you made last year. The second thing to look at is, how did that money come to you? Was it a lot of hard work? Did you struggle? Was it easy? Did it just flow? Was it consistent? Was it not consistent? Like, you got the bottom line number, but how did the money show up? What was the level of effort that you had to do to receive it? Was it consistent or not consistent? And you just want to generalize as your second point. So I wrote, for example, it was struggle and hard work. That $75,000 nearly took my life, right? So that would be, as an example, what you would put in that second bullet. And then the third thing I want everyone to write is, how do you feel when you look at your financial reality as it is right now? What is the dominant feeling that you have about your finances? And most of the women that I serve, they say, Tasha, I am constantly worrying about money. That is my dominant feeling, whether I'm making a lot or not making a lot. I have a constant worry. Will I have enough? Will there be enough? Will I keep it? I'm constantly just obsessed with the worry around money. So those are the three bullets. Number one, how much did you make? Number two, how did it feel making it? Was it easy? Was it hard? Was it a struggle? Was it consistent, inconsistent? And number three, what is your dominant feeling about your financial reality? So all those three bullets goes on the right side of your page. And now I want you to think about, if your relationship with money were a movie, if your relationship with money were a movie, what's the role that you would be playing in this movie? Would you be playing, for example, the wealthy lady of leisure? It's all easy and relaxed. It just flows. You wake up, you were, like Days of Our Lives. You're all dressed fancy from the moment you wake up till you go to bed, wandering through life. Or when you look at the movie of your money story, are you playing more of a Cinderella, waiting around for your fairy godmother to create a miracle in your finances? And I like to put that as, are you playing the hero or the victim? If you look at your money story as a movie, what is the role that you're playing in that movie? Because step number one in answering the question is the awareness of the story that you are living. I know for me, 12 years ago, I was newly divorced, just filed Chapter 11, the biggie. Chapter 11 bankruptcy, no business, no income. And I realized one day in a defining moment at my mailbox that I was literally playing Oscar Award winning, not even nominated, winning victim Tasha in my money story. That was the role that I was playing. And so I would just love to know, I know that, there's some of us here live, and some of you are listening by teleconference and on Facebook. But if you could just type, what is the role that you are playing in your money story? For me, when I played victim, I played it very well. And what I saw in my life, why I was not keeping money or achieving the financial results that I want, was that I was so committed to that role that it showed up in my finances. I got overdraft notices every day. I couldn't keep the money that I was getting. I constantly felt like a failure. I felt like I didn't even deserve to be financially successful. I was so committed to that role that the only thing that could happen was for the result of it to show up in my life.
Mm, mm. Well, I have lots of people on the phone, so they can't get to the chat.
Okay.
But I can tell you that when you asked me about the movie, what I saw was myself driving a convertible with money flying out the back.
There you
That's what I saw. Like, yay, look at me giving away all my money. That's what I saw. It went right into my head.
Wow. Yeah, that's really, wow. What a visual, Trish. And that's really powerful. And thank you for sharing so openly and honestly. I know that's the reality for a lot of women. And the answer to the first question is why you never keep the money or why you never achieve financial freedom at the level that you would like is because you would lose your role in the movie.
Mm,
You would lose your role. You could no longer play victim. You could no longer be the person wondering, where did all the money go? That's the role you're committed to playing in your money story. You are sign the agreement, you're winning awards for it, right? You're waking up every day committed to this role. And so if you were to give it up, if you were to change, you would lose that role. And part of the reason you don't want to lose the role is that you've identified as it.
I could
It's
see
like
that.
asking me to not be Tasha anymore.
So how do I shift that? That's the question, right?
Let's.
I have the lady of the manor. I have not good on the feelings.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't get anybody who said, "Oh, I feel really good," right? There's
There you
always
go.
something, right?
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
always something. So I'm watching it go out, but the other place my head went was, why do I have debt?
Ooh,
Why do I
okay.
have debt if I have all this money?
And and we're really smart, right, Trish? I know
I'm
you're really
really
smart. I
smart.
know the WBN sisters are really smart. We know it's like tell me how to lose weight. We know exactly what to do. Tell me how to make
Yeah,
money and keep it. We know. So why are we in these financial scenarios that we don't love?
right.
All right. So let's talk about the second part of this money story. So number one is why are you not keeping it? Why are you not making as much? Is just bringing an awareness to, oh my gosh, I'm living out a money story. I'm in a movie, my movie. I'm playing a role.
Mm,
And in my commitment to that role, this is how it shows up in my life. On the screen, the movie screen called my life, this is how this money story and my role in my money story shows up
mm,
in my finances. So step number two is, okay, why are we making some of the choices that we're making? Giving the money away or incurring debt or not making enough or not charging enough. Why are we doing that? We know better. And the next part is to really understand, how do you get into this money story in the first place? What is the origination of the story? And this is really crucial because it helps you to realize that you're actually playing a part. One of the books I know WPN really stands for foundationally is the Four Agreements.
mhm,
And so in this role that you're playing, in your playing out your money story, you made some agreements about money. And it hurts my heart to say this, but once I learned this for myself, I remember reading the Four Agreements and just being pissed off to no end because it was like, I made these agreements. I didn't even have a chance, you know?
right.
And so it's the same thing with your money story. You've made some agreements, and 99% of the women that I serve, we are living out a money story that's not even our own. We literally just observed other people in their story, and we agreed that was ours. It was ours too. We agreed either through observation or through being told by people we really love and admire, like your parents, your grandparents, in a religious setting, money is the root of all evil. So Trish, you know what? When it comes in, you drive your car and get it out because you don't want to be evil by having it, right? So it's recognizing that in this story, you have to understand, where did this originate? Why am I playing this role? And so a quick exercise is just to immediately think about the 5 people who shaped your life the most. Think about growing up and looking at your mother, your father, your grandparents, your close relatives, especially religious leaders, people that you truly admired. And just for a moment, let's say, for example, your mother. Pause and just watch her like you're watching her on TV. Go back to being a child and just watch how she played her role in her movie with money. Watch how she acted with it. Watch how she earned it. Watch, how what was it, the things that she was telling you about money and how you should be with money. Just think for a moment about that and realize that this shaped your identity as it relates to money. I'm going to tell you, for me, my mom had me at 18 and had to leave to go get a job. I didn't live with my mom again until I was 10. Now, that seemed like a really responsible thing that she did, and bless her, I'm so grateful. The truth, though, is as a little girl, not understanding what was going on, I created oh my gosh, well, it's love or money. It's my mother's love and her presence, and forget my father was not present, so there's another story, and why he wasn't present involved money. So it's love or money, right? And
Mm.
so when I created that identity, and you talk about why we have debt, why we don't earn enough, every time I realized in my money story, every time I was ready to ascend to the next level financially, I literally would sabotage all of my relationships. I would get into fights with whomever I was in a relationship with, or my kids, or whatever. And it was like this conflict in my head. It's love or money. You're going for more money. You got to do something over here and like mess up love. Or, you know what? Don't go for it. So that I stayed stuck financially for a long time in my marriage, because I felt like if I pursue my financial dreams, it is going to upset my marriage, my relationship, my love relationship. And so, you know what? Just don't do it. Don't do it. So
Wow.
start to think.
Wow. Tasha, that is what a revelation. And you got that just by looking back at your childhood and because this is really introspective work.
It is. And it's not, we're going to talk a little bit more about how to dive even deeper. But I can promise you, if you literally just gave yourself 5 minutes and pretended you were watching a movie and just look at just even one of your parents, just watch them in the movie and watch the cues that they gave you. My mom, when I went to live with her, my mom's really great with money. And you would think that's something I would model, and I'd be really great with money, right? And the management of money specifically. But my mom, in being really great with money when I was a teenager and in college, and I was now having a budget and now responsible for my own money, I just I couldn't make a dollar stretch the way she could make a dollar stretch. And so her reflection to me was always, you think money grows on trees? What did you do with the money? Da, 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 da. And so I have this comparison of her being really great with money and me just falling short. And so in my money story, watching the cues from my mom, I'm just not great with managing money. Hence, chapter 11, bankruptcy.
Right.
Fast forward, having a successful business, not paying myself. Literally, the money is in the bank to write the check to me. And I'm like, you know what? I am not great with money, so you're better off staying in the bank, not paying my bills, even though I have money, because it's like I'm so confused up here around the management of money and my ability to do it from this identity I created for myself, feeling inadequate in comparison to how great my mom was.
Wow. Wow. I want to get there. All I remember from my childhood is our electric was always being turned off, our phone was off a lot. Um, my mom didn't have the money to pay. I'm gonna date myself, the butcher. She'd send the kids to the butcher and say, put it on the account. And then one day he knocks on the door like, are you ever gonna pay me? So those are the things I remember from my childhood, is
And
never having enough.
yeah. And so, Trish, right back to your why the money flies out of the car, that's who you identify as. So even you could make a gazillion dollars in 2024, but you're going to do your darnest to let it fly out the back of the car because your identity, your role that you're committed to, your Oscar award winning role in your money story is I don't have enough. I don't want to have enough because I'll have to change who I am.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm
It's
ready.
So the last thing I want to say is, how does this story keep you safe, right? Because I feel safe in being authentically Tasha. I want to stay who I am, who I know myself to be. And so it keeps me safe when I continue to play the story, but it doesn't make me rich. It doesn't make me be in the financial reality that I want for myself. And so why are you doing this? Because you are following the rules. And the greatest thing that we have culturally that keeps us safe is we want to follow the rules. I want to follow the rules that my mom, my dad, my pastor, my aunt, my grandmother, they said you have to work hard for money. I want to follow the rules, right? They say we don't have enough. I want to follow the rules. So becoming aware that you're living a money story, understanding where it came from are the first two parts. Let's talk about I'm done. Right, Trish? Are you done?
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm done. I'm done.
I'm done.
Done.
Done. Game over, universe. Time out.
Yeah, I want to see that money in my bank account, not like, where did it go?
Yeah. And so the next part of this is really it's not enough to be aware of this. It's not even enough to understand where it came from. The real power is being now committed to game over, time out, I'm done. I am ready to step into and create a money story that empowers and supports me and shows up as the bank balance that I want and have money come with ease and be consistent and in flow and feel deserving. So many women that I serve, they actually want great wealth, but believe it or not, it's not even about the business they're in. It's not about all the business tactics and strategies. It's literally that I want it, but I don't even really feel like I deserve it.
Oh, you
And
just hit it. You know what? In the chat, I have to tell you, there's been good conversation going on. And one of the things Simone Rivers just said, Simone says, for me, this feels like a worthiness story.
mhm. And so, Simone, I just want to address that because I'm very passionate. I've had to do a lot of work around deservingness myself. I wrote a book about it. It is foundational to my teachings because what I realized was I was teaching everybody in my program the exact same content, the exact same methods. And some women were just like getting it, running with it, millions, right? In no time. Other women were slow in coming. And I was curious, what's going on? What is the difference? Everybody's on the same level playing field. And in my personal life, I experienced myself in a undeserving pattern of toxic relationships. And
Mm,
when I asked God, like, what's up with this? I'm amazing. I'm smart. I'm all this. I'm, good hearted. Why? And the answer was because this is what you believe you deserve, Tasha. And in that instant, I realized this is what's happening to the women I serve. They want wealth. Oh my God, we're working so hard for it. But we are stuck in stories that are not ours, that don't serve us. And we're committed to playing the roles. And on top of that, we don't believe we deserve it. And why should you? Your mother didn't make you believe you deserve it. Your father didn't. The pastor didn't. Your grandmother was like, that money is for other people, not us. Why would you believe you deserve it?
yeah, and I'm trying to think of who are the other influences. Like my mother clearly was the biggest, but there had to have been others. But I clearly got her story. That's the
Yeah.
truth.
And then we go into, okay, did you have absent parents? And what was the signal that that gave you? Your father is meant, the masculine role in your life is meant to provide and protect you.
Mm,
So everything around provision and protection with money, you are getting the cues from your father. My father was absent,
mm.
totally absent. So I feel I was living out a story that says money is not meant to provide for me or protect me. I'm meant to feel unsafe always financially,
Wow.
because that energy of the presence of being provided for and protected, I don't know what that feels like. I don't know what that feels like. And so I have to live out that role in my finances.
It's crazy. My brain is going back to my childhood. It's insane. I feel like we're having a private therapy session here because all of these things, and I hope all of you are feeling the same way. Like everything I'm hearing is resonating so deeply with me. When I was just thinking about my dad, he was present until I was about 11. And
Hmm.
then after that, all the one memory I have is my mother driving over to get money from him
Mm.
and the animosity between them about it. Like I heard my father use the F word to my mother for the first time in and I still see it like I was 10 years old. So
Yeah.
that whole situation, wow, it's no wonder why I'm always in a convertible letting it roll out the back.
Because why would you want the thing? And that's another thing, right? Part of our money stores is it creates trauma.
Right.
And why would you want the thing that is associated to this traumatic memory for you? I
Yeah.
wouldn't want that, you know? And you said something that's really key that I just want to touch on before we move on. And it's around, you're thinking a lot about your memory as a child. A lot of my money story has been shaped in my adulthood. Like my
Uh-huh.
ex-husband and I would fight about money all the time. And one night he said, you know, what are you doing to contribute to the family? And I said, I'm running the house, I'm taking care of the kids, I'm making sure you are all set, everything's all set. And he said, that can't go on my spreadsheet. Can't go on my spreadsheet. And in that moment, what I heard was, you have no value. You have no
Right.
value financially. And so another little piece of my money story, I'm not enough. I'm not, you know, valuable financially. How do you think that shows up in my business and my
Yeah.
tax return?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, yeah, Coach Carrie's saying she felt the same way with her ex, and now you're making me go to my ex. So, listen, I know that there's a way we can get at this,
Yeah.
and I know that you have something coming up. I would love for you to share it with everybody. And while you do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure everybody has the opportunity to ask a question if they
Okay.
like to. But and then so what you want to do is I'll let everybody have the opportunity to ask a question. Just raise your electronic hand if you would like to speak. And if you're on the telephone, I'll do my best to notice. If you unmute, that would be great. So Tasha, what's going on? What can I do? I gotta fix this.
Let's do this. And so it's really, really simple. If you remember when we started, and for those of you that can see, I had, right, on the one side, I had the 3 bullets: the money you're making right now, how it feels to make money, how consistent it is, all those things for you, how you're observing your experience with money, and then your dominant feeling when you think of your finances. And then on the right side, we said, what's the role that you're playing financially? And so, you know, mine for a long time was victim. I'm playing victim. And what I love about doing this, and I even named my movie, Money is Hard. Money is hard.
You named your movie.
I named my money story movie, Money is Hard. So what I love about writing it out like this is that it's just black and white, and it's literally this role, this movie equals this result. Period. Nothing else. The story that you're telling yourself, the role that you're playing in that story is directly correlated to the money you make, how it comes easy or hard, consistent or not consistent, and how you feel deserving or not deserving. I know
Mhm.
every woman on here wants 2024 to end with a couple extra zeros. I know every woman on here wants money to flow with more ease, to be more consistent, to feel safe financially, and ultimately to think about your finances and be like, I am deserving of great wealth. I'm deserving of feeling financially safe. And so in order to do that, you're literally one new money story away. If you change the left side, the right side changes. It's that simple. And I am so passionate about this and so grateful that this month, Financial Literacy Month, we get a chance to do what the Dow Jones is inviting everyone to do, and that is to heal our money story, to make over our money story. That's it, simply. We don't need to look left, right, up and down and around. If you change the left side, right, Eckhart Tolle says, change the inside and the outside takes care of itself. So I want to invite everyone, Trish, and I'm excited for the questions, but really to join me for a Money Makeover Masterclass, April 25th. I'm so passionate about this, ladies. Hang on, strap yourselves in. I'm doing this masterclass for only $8.88. What we're going to do during the hour and a half that we're together, literally give yourself 90 minutes and be done with this. Just be done. Make over your money story. We are going to uncover more of your money story. I'm going to show you how to really look even into deeper parts that you're not yet aware of, and it's playing out in your finances. We're also going to understand the full extent of how this story impacts you financially, and especially how you make money, how you attract, create, manifest, and have the money come to you. I think when I'm very big on, if I can see what's happening and I can understand it, I can change it.
Yes.
And so the last part is, and guide you through creating a new money story that ultimately shows up in your 2024 taxes. You extra zeros. I want this story to knock your tax return off of its feet for 2024. That is my intention.
I love it. So how do I join the Money Makeover Masterclass? It's April 6th, you said, right?
It's April 25th.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yep. It's April 25th from 12 to 1:30. And here's the thing. I actually have two gifts. First of all, whether you can make the masterclass or not, no worries. I want to give every woman here a gift, and it's a 30-day gratitude for money journal. This is everything I do is all around gratitude. I know I don't need to tell the women of WPN anything about the power of gratitude. So I would invite you to go to tashachen.com/gratitude. tashachen.com/gratitude. Real simple. Get your free 30-day gratitude for money journal. This is a powerhouse in transforming your money story. And then if you are interested in joining me for the Money Makeover Masterclass, which I truly cannot wait to guide all of you through, that's also really simple. tashachen.com/story. tashachen.com/story. Real simple.
Okay, free journal at tashachen.com. It didn't come up that way. tashachen.com/gratitude. I'm putting it in the chats.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I tried to do it as a link, but it didn't work. And then the masterclass. So the masterclass is $425, and that one is at tashachen.com/story. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Well, let me go ahead and open it up. I'm going to try to get links to put in the chat because a lot of people here today. I want to make sure they all get it. I'll put it on the Facebook as well. But let me open it up for Fran Osaro.
Ooh, my favorite.
Yes, who's happened to be living on, did you say, where are you? On Palm Coast now,
Palm
right,
Coast.
Fran?
Yeah. Hi, Tasha. I just found out you were going to be here today. I had to be with you.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. Hi, Trish. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Very good. See, I'm getting the, there you go. I got the story. I'm going to put an actual link in the chat for that. So what's your money story, Fran?
There's a few. I mean, I was listening to a few of you, but then all of a sudden one just popped up, and I at 21 years old, I became an entrepreneur, and I didn't know what I didn't know. And I was just killer at it. I just kept going. Oh, I don't care that I don't know what I'm doing. I'm still going to succeed. And I just kept, the drive was there my entire life until I finally started making an enormous amount of money.
Mm.
And it was wonderful, except that I noticed I didn't like who I was. Like I was stuck with how to manage my money with people who needed my money. And I was also separated from my family. I felt different. And I could feel the difference of when I started making more than 10 people I knew, right?
Yeah.
And I shrunk.
Oh,
I shrunk because I felt I was not part of the team anymore. I wasn't part of the family. And I sort of said, okay, I'm going to do this a little differently. And I started thinking, well, I must have done something wrong with money. And I put all these conversations in my head. I must have done something wrong. I must not have been good enough with money. So, yeah. So it's been a spiritual road back. But I like hearing this, Tasha, because it's going to help me clarify that and help me move forward. So thank you.
That's right. I'm so excited to support you in making over that story. And I can tell you, again, it's just human nature back to the four agreements. The thing that we crave the most is inclusion, is feeling part of our community. And a lot of women actually are not consciously aware that they will repel money because it means they're going to change. They're going to become someone different than their family. I had a woman say, Tasha, I've gone back 400 years and no one in my family has ever been wealthy. Do you think she wants to be wealthy? Her whole family history is identified as, we are not that family that has money, and I don't want to be the one to change it. And it's crazy because she's investing a lot of money in trying to create money. But that agreement, that part of wanting to feel included, because it makes us feel safe, is such a powerful driver, and it's unconscious.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Fran, thank you so much for that. That's
Thank
Thank
you,
you. I
Fran.
love your story, Trish. I
oh
think I do some of that too.
yeah. It's
Thank you,
great.
ladies.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
Fran.
Fran. So glad to see you today. Wow. Wow. This is such great stuff. My head is going, wow, wow. Let me hear from April Heath. April, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for this.
Good
Um,
morning,
I've
April.
I've done something similar about changing my story from upbringing, and now I need to shift it and pivot again. Um, I had tried the entrepreneurial route more than once in my life, and the first time, um, I was getting exposed to the law of attraction. And I was like, I hate sales, but I'm an entrepreneur and I got to make money. And once I realized that those two things were totally out of alignment, I was like, okay, so what's the universe going to give me? A bunch of people who love my service, love my products, and don't want to pay for it. So now I need to get into alignment where I'm not isolated. I'm not the castaway on the island.
Mhm.
I want I want the team, and I want to discern who's gonna help me get where I need to go. So I am looking forward to the 25th. That's a Thursday. I can make it. And for $8.88, that's a very intentional number. So thank you.
You're
Yeah.
welcome. I appreciate that you appreciate that. And so, I want to, April, I just want to support you in, again, recognizing one of the things that I said that we're going to do in this masterclass is dive even deeper into your story and the aspects of your story that's not so conscious. You said, I realize that I made an agreement. I don't love sales, and I don't have the right team. And I realized in my journey, and I just want to say, once I give you the formula for rewriting this story, it's like an annuity. It just pays and pays and pays and pays. And I can tell you, please don't think I rewrote my story one time and I was good. This is, the next level. I'm at this level now. So for example, I just this quarter created 3 millionaires in my community. So we're
Wow.
up to 13 millionaires, right? And before that, I didn't realize I was creating millionaires until one day I sat down and I tallied, I was up to 10. And so in December, I was like, oh my gosh, well, I've done 10 unintentionally. Let me get intentional. And my mission is to create 100 millionaires by 2025. And so in the first quarter, I created 3. And you know what my little Tasha not enough self said? Well, darn it. if you know what to do to teach them, right? Like, where's your gazillions? You know, like Tasha, you're coasting, you're doing good, but like back to my ex-husband saying to me one time when I said I was going to go into network marketing, are you crazy? Have you lost your mind? You're being silly and ridiculous, you know? And it's like 100 millionaires, Tasha, what by 2025, you're crazy, you know? The story just started retelling itself. And I realized time for a new story. And so I want to support you, April, in saying part of what's happening maybe subconsciously is, do you have a story that says you shouldn't be supported? It shouldn't be easy for you.
It's possible. It's possible because just like you and your ex, my brother is my obstacle. And I learned that I couldn't tell him what I was going to do because he'd shoot it down. I had to do it on my own and then say, look what I've done.
Right.
Otherwise, I would never be successful. But now I feel the limits of what I can do is one person. And I don't know how to scale massage. And that's what I want to do. And I am more than happy. I step forward. I want to be one of those 100 millionaires that you create. So.
Done. Checked.
I know. I think all the hands are going up for
Yeah.
that. Well, we have 50 millionaires on the Zoom today, so
And so it is. There, I'm done, right? I'm at like 13 plus 50. That's like 83. I'm almost there. And it's
Yep.
not even the second quarter.
Exactly. Awesome. Thank you so much, April. I appreciate your vulnerability there. I mean, we're having really vulnerable conversations. I appreciate all of you. Let's hear from Nellie. So Nellie's background is with money. That's Nellie's background. So Nellie, open up and let's hear what you want to share here.
Thank you. Thank you, Tasha. Thank you, Trish. Yes, I work with money, but I need to change my own money story, and just like everybody else. And I was wondering if the father is all about provision and protection. What is the mother's role?
Safety and love.
Safety and love. Thank you very much.
Unconditional love. Unconditional love.
That is so powerful. I'm not a mother myself, but I have received unconditional love, and you know, I look at other mothers and their children, and it's just wonderful. So thank you, Tasha. I'm looking forward to your class. And may I ask, what time zone will that class be held at noon?
I'm Eastern time zone, so it will be Eastern
9
time.
9 o'clock Pacific.
Yes.
Yes.
Can I just say, Nellie, I am so appreciative of you being in the work, you know, doing financial work and being willing to come on and say, but I also have a money story I need to work on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like we really need more of us that are willing to say, hey, I'm teaching this and I'm walking the walk myself. You know, I'm only 2 steps ahead. There is no totally figuring this out. We're a few steps ahead, and we're putting a hand behind, as WPN would say, reach back, put a hand and bring your sister up, you know? So I wanted to acknowledge that for you, because one thing I do not love are influencers who portray that, oh, it's all perfect. I sorted it all out and like, it's over. And now you feel like you're so inadequate. You're such an underachiever because you can't get there, you know? So thank you for that. And yes, I do want to acknowledge that really looking at the role of your parents every time you up level, and being willing to just sit with where you are, what's showing up at that level, and going back to just watching your parents on the movie screen and seeing what else comes up, because we all created identity around that.
Sounds great. Oh my gosh. Nellie, thank you so much. I appreciate you being with us this morning, and thanks so much for your comment and your again opening up like that. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Evis Ramirez, I see your line is open. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
This morning I just surprised that it's snowing here in Chicago. And
Oh, it's snowing?
yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And another surprise is the topic today and you guys, and this hit really deep and then hurts. So definitely, it's like you said, it's so many things unconscious that we are repeating over and over, and we just need to completely change it.
Yeah.
Thank you for this kind of wake up call, and we definitely wanted to get better and level up, and then show up in alignment with we know that we can do, but we are missing something. And I wanted to ask you two things. Number one, what is in the left column? And number two, what is it in the moment that when you realize, okay, this can be continuing on with my money story because it's not serving me, it's not working, and it's not like you consider yourself that you are not worthy. That's not the case. But what is that moment that for you change, and what is the step that we can start taking to get out and then have a new money story?
Oh, beautiful questions. So I'll answer the last one first. I have proven, this is a fact. Everyone write this down. Success leaves clues. Success leaves clues. I've realized in making my life easier, all I needed to do was understand the clues that has been left by other people who've been successful, who figured it out, who are living the results that I want, who are, done the work, experienced a transformation, and they're now on the other side. And the formula really is that on the left side is the financial reality of what's on the right side, which is your story. And so the formula is simple. Change the right side and the left side changes. This is a universal truth. Change the inside, change you, and your external reality must change. It's a law of cause and effect. Change the cause, you, your money story, your identity in the story, and the outside, your bank balance, your tax return, how money comes, how you keep it, all of that must change. It's a law, the law of cause and effect. And so in this masterclass, that is exactly what I'm going to share with you is how do you do that? What are the steps that you take? And I want you to know, this is something that once I know the formula, anytime I catch myself in a little money story, I know exactly what to do now. And that is the greatest gift ever, is that you are going to walk away with a formula. One of the things I love about WPN, and I remember taking the speaker program. And the thing that I loved about that was I walked away with a formula.
Right.
For the rest of my life, I have a formula. Anytime I want to speak, I have a formula that I can follow. Success leaves clues. And it's the same thing here. You want to change your money story. You want to be, one of the things I love to say to women is, listen, we're adults. Okay, as a child, this happened, that happened in your prior marriage, all of that. But you know what? We're at the point of empowerment now where I am the one who decides. Darn it. I am the one who decides. And this moment, I've decided game over with this money story that no longer serves me. And I am now deciding the story I want to tell. And that's what I'm going to show you how to do, how to make over the story from the one you're telling into the one you want to be telling. So it shows up, bottom line, dollars and cents.
So then what you said is once you identify that you have to change your story and game over, then you're going to give us the story, and that's the way that we're going to change.
So you're asking, I think what you're asking me is what is the process that I'm going to go through in the masterclass, right? So I'm going to have you mind map your money story. Step number one, I'm going to have you mind map your money story. You think what we talked about today was revealing? Wait till you go through this process, because the truth is there's this stuff when I prompt you, think about your mother, think about your father, and it comes back to you in your memory. But there's also so much more that you on your own have agreed to, you have agreed to, that we want to raise into consciousness. And so once we do this mind mapping process, it will get you to understand, okay, makes sense. This is why I'm having these results financially. And so once you see that, once that's awareness, step number one. And then step number two, I'm going to take you through the process of deciding. So this is not, oh, my new money story is I'm a multimillionaire. We all want to write that story, right? And that's amazing, but it doesn't serve you if there are things underneath, like you don't believe it. You're not yet feeling deserving. We actually have to take you through a process of, how do I write a story I believe, I own, I embody, it oozes out of me, and the only result of that story is the number that shows up in my bank account, is that money now flows easily and consistently, is that I have a feeling of deservingness. That's the process that I'm going to walk you through in making over your story.
I love it. I love it. Evis, thank you so
Looking
much
forward
for
to that.
being with us. Yay. Yay. Thank you so much. Are you recording on the 25th? Because I'm going to be on a cruise.
Absolutely. If you can't make it on the 25th, please don't let that be the reason you're not there. We're going to give you a workbook. We're going to record it. We're going to have a Facebook group that you can continue to get support in. I am committed to every woman here, whether you're listening live or the replay. No longer, after the 25th, we end Financial Literacy Month as new women, women empowered financially with stories we have decided to tell. And think about this, ladies, especially why I'm so passionate about this. We carry the next generation. Whether you have children or not, Trish, I know that you're an aunt. Remember how your money story was shaped by watching your relatives. Well, your nieces and nephews are watching your money story. Right? So this is not just for you. It's for the next generation. I do not want my kids to have to figure this out at 30 and 40 years old.
Yes, yes, yes. I agree with you 100%. All right. Make sure you click the link. Make sure you go to tashachen.com/story and be a part of the masterclass. I have one, before I go to Laura Barker, who has her hand up, I want to tell you that we have a listener in Auckland, New Zealand, who can't open up her line because it's 3 a.m. and the rest of the house is sleeping, and that would be Nancy Matthews. She wants to make sure that she sends you hello. She cannot wait to come to the class on the 25th. And she says she has newfound freedom traveling the world, and yet she's going to be in your money class.
Oh,
because we all have money stories and we want to keep looking at them. She just put 3 huge hearts in the chat for you.
Oh, love you, Nancy. And to Nancy's point, you know what? I'm in a place right now, which is my current reality is my dream come true of Tasha 11 years ago. I couldn't even imagine this financial reality. But I know, like blades of grass, I'm wired for more. I know it. I feel it. I can't stop myself from wanting to live to my greatest capacity. And so even though, yeah, I'm financially okay, God has so much more for me that I am capable of. And my ultimate is self-actualization. It is getting to that point where I feel well done. And so, yeah, I'm constantly working myself on my next level, my next level money story to take me to the next level of self-actualization.
That's exactly what Nancy wrote in the chat. Keep
Did
on
she?
going higher. She wrote, keep on going higher. The two of you are on the same wavelength.
I love it.
Let me go ahead and open it up for Laura Barker, your LinkedIn GPS. Good morning, Laura.
Good morning, Tasha. Oh my word, you are speaking to me. And I mean, as you were talking about, the 5 people and the history and how do we think about money? Man alive, I can bring it in, but I sure can't keep it. It's like, where did it go? And I'm almost speechless. You're so impactful today, and that is unusual for me. I'm not typically speechless. I would have to say though, it took me a while before I noticed the dress in the background. I want one. That is gorgeous. I look at that and I think, I need to be looking at that every day. Like that's like what I need to be seeing to remind me. So the worthiness issues, I am all in, Tasha Chen. I will be there on the 25th. I've got my download. I am ready to write the story.
Wow.
Yes.
Absolutely. Just oh my, I can, and I'll tell you another thing real quick. I was not going to be on Wow Wednesday today. Now I'm a regular here. I come a lot, but I just have so much to do. I got a lot going on. I have a meeting at 10. I got this, I got that. But something, I don't know, universe, something, right, said, no, you need to tune in. And I thought, well, I'll tune in and just put it over on the side. No, I was riveted. I've been riveted to I'm hanging on every word. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I don't have a question really, just
Oh, I have goosebumps. Laura, thank you. And you're hired. You're my official cheerleader. That's it.
yes.
You can do a LinkedIn and be Tasha's cheerleader.
Absolutely.
Love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. Laura, thank you so much for being here. I know you have a meeting at 10. You got to go.
Yeah.
Tasha
Thanks so much,
Chen.
guys.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Laura. I want to remind everybody there is a free gratitude journal. I really urge you. I know we all want to go to the masterclass, but that gratitude journal is going to be something I'm sure you're going to be talking about in the masterclass. So make sure you go to tashachen.com/gratitude and tashachen.com/story and do both of those. Tasha Chen, as usual, you blew me away, blew up my head. And
in a good way.
In a really good way. And I'm so looking forward to the masterclass on the 25th. Thank you for being here. Thank you for spurring on those 100 millionaires because they're all in this room with us right now, ladies.
That's right. It'd be the greatest gift to have my WPN sisters make up my 100 millionaires. It would be just pure bliss.
Absolutely be great. Thank you, Tasha. Thank all of you for being here. Nancy Matthews, wherever you are in the world, we know we'll be seeing you next week on Wow Wednesday after her 2-month world tour. And she's going to be sharing her learnings and lessons that we can all grow from. So please be here next week. Tasha Chen, it's been a pleasure seeing you. I love you. Thank you for everything. We'll see you all next time on another episode of Wow Wednesday. Go out and make it a great day. It's Wow Wednesday. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Thank you, Trish. Bye, everyone.